Elaine. I'm a community worker with a passion for delicious food and nutrition. Today I'm going to talk to you about making a vegetable stir-fry. One of the great things about using the vegetable stir-fry is we can use some plant-based proteins. Today I'm going to use tofu, and I'm going to marinate the tofu in some soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, a little bit of sesame oil, fresh garlic, and ginger. I find that if I roast it, it dries it out a little bit and it helps with the texture. So when you're introducing tofu to somebody who might be a little bit apprehensive about it, it really does make a difference. So here I have some minced ginger and some minced garlic, and I'm just going to add this into my rice wine, my soy sauce. There's also a low sodium vegetable stock in here. And then the very last thing I'm going to add is some cornstarch. This is going to be our vegetable stir-fry sauce, and the cornstarch is going to thicken it, and it's going to add a nice glossy finish when it's all complete and we're ready to enjoy it. We're also going to add some nice fresh chopped vegetables. We can add anything that we have on hand. One of the main things about getting your stir-fry ready is you want to be organized. So you want to have your mise en place ready to go. Once the heat is on, we're not going to have a lot of time to find stuff. When we're looking at stir-fries, we want to have our vegetables ready to go. And it's really important to make sure that our vegetables are thinly sliced and with a maximum surface cooking area. I'm going to use a French knife here, and we're going to be very careful. So when we're cutting, the pointer finger and your thumb are what we want to protect. So I'm just going to sort of make a little bit of a claw here. And as you can see, I'm making this slices just on a nice angle. So we're going to have thin sliced celery, but it's also going to have the maximum surface area here. So that way it's going to cook very quickly. We don't want to have big chunks of vegetables into our stir fry because they will release their moisture and they'll steam. And once they start steaming, we're not going to get a nice color, and then some of our vegetables may not flourish in that process. So we're also going to sort of just quickly chop up some broccoli. We just want to chop these florets in half. This broccoli, actually, I just grabbed out of the freezer. It was frozen. You know, I just didn't feel like I needed to go buy a whole head of broccoli for this particular purpose. Frozen vegetables are just fine for stir fries. And of course, we're going to use the summer squash or zucchini. We have a round vegetable, so we want to make that flat to keep it safe. And then again, thin, maximum cooking surface. Watching your fingers. So along with this beautiful local zucchini, I have some nice local bok choy that came from the market. I'm just going to roughly chop this. I want to keep the sort of the integrity of the vegetable, so I don't want to really finely dice the bok choy. I want to have it so it's recognizable as bok choy. So you can notice that I did spend a little time like on the carrots. Again, we've got some max surface area. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to chop up our aromatics. So this is ginger. So we have ginger with the peel on, and this I've just sort of pre-prepped. We're just going to chop the ginger up. For this particular purpose, you do not have to have it minced like we did in the marinade. This is just going to go in 2 minutes. We're going to smell it, and then we're going to remove it. Same with the garlic. So we could use fresh whole garlic here. Keep the blade away from you. Give it a smack. It's a good way to release some tension from the day. Smack the garlic. And then again, the skins will just pop out. So this is a really easy way to get your garlic ready. So now I'm just going to give my hands a quick wash, and then we're going to start putting our stir fry together. All right, so we have all of our ingredients ready to go. So we've walked downstairs and got the wok. So now we're going to heat it up. So we're going to have a medium-high heat. I want to get the pan hot. Anytime that we're cooking quickly or searing, stir-frying, anything like that, we want to heat up the pan before we add the oil. This is just a vegetable oil, and I have put just the tiniest little bit of sesame oil in here. So I want to wait till this is nice and glossy looking. It's not going to take too long to heat up. Then we're going to add our aromatics. We're going to add some ginger. Oh, we can hear it. That's awesome. We can smell it. We're just going to give this a couple of minutes. If I was adding chili flakes, this would be a good time to add it, or hot chili peppers. So right now what we're doing is we're just going to flavor the oil. So this oil is going to get some great flavor from that ginger and garlic. And of course, we do have the ginger and garlic minced up into our final sauce, as well as our tofu marinade. So I can smell this now. We got a nice hot pan going on. So this is a good job for a slotted spoon or possibly tongs. We're gonna start with our vegetables that are gonna take the most time to cook. So we're gonna get some good flavor from our onions and our carrots. This is a stir fry, so we do wanna make sure we keep these vegetables moving. With that high heat, you could get some burning happening if we're not moving those vegetables. I can see that the color's changing a little bit on the carrots and the onions. So we're gonna add our celery and our broccoli. As mentioned, the broccoli was actually a frozen product. So I do wanna get that in there. It's gonna release some water and it's gonna help with the cooking of the other vegetables. This is looking and sounding amazing. So the vegetables all have different cooking times. Stuff like broccoli, carrots, celery, onions, those are gonna take a little bit more time. Your bok choy and your zucchini and peppers will take a little bit less time. But I am gonna add my zucchini now and my bok choy. And the other thing I'm adding is our bagged coleslaw. So I actually have coleslaw in a bag in my fridge all the time. I use it mainly for stir fries, I use it for wraps. As soon as I smell that cabbage, I know it's gonna be time to add my baby corn. So now what we're looking for is we're looking for that nice bright green coming out of the bok choy. And that's gonna be a signal to us that it's almost cooked. So now it's time to add our peppers. So I've got some nice red and yellow peppers. I love stir fries because it's really a rainbow of colors. So we have all different colors, which is gonna have all kinds of different nutrients in it. We have all kinds of flavors, all kinds of textures. Speaking of texture, when I go to finish my stir fry, I always use some sort of nuts. I like almonds, peanuts, or cashews to top my stir fry off. That's gonna add another level of protein as well as some crunch. I usually use some nice fresh chopped green onions, as well as some cilantro or a slice of lime if I have it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our stir fry sauce. So we're gonna give that a good stir just to get that cornstarch off the bottom. Now we're gonna add it to our pan. So immediately you're gonna notice that the cornstarch is thickening. We're gonna get a nice glossy finish on this vegetable. Check that out, it's beautiful. So now I'm just gonna turn off the heat. I can tell by looking at it that we have a nice thick sauce. So then I'm just gonna add my warm tofu. And there you go, quick, easy, stir fry. And then of course I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time garnishing it because I do believe you eat with your eyes as well. It's all finished. We've got our protein in there. We've got our beautiful vegetables. This would be delicious with a nice whole grain brown rice noodle, wild rice, a nice rice pilaf, barley, buckwheat, anything like that. But today I'm gonna serve it with brown rice. I hope you enjoy it. Eat well, live well.